Hello, and welcome to Bitwaves.
Bitwaves.
I'm Maffmatix, that's Leanne. And, sometimes you might hear Leanne call me Jesse. That's my actual name.
Yeah, whatever, I don't care. Sure.
I can guarantee we got some crazy stuff lined up for you, so stay tuned.
You're goofy.
This week, there's been a lot of FUD, F-U-D.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
So the CEO of Binance, which is one of the biggest exchanges in the world, he has been under the radar of the SEC and had charges pressed against him. And he's actually pleaded guilty to some of them. And he did a settlement of $4 billion.
The government now has complete ability to look at every individual person using Binance's transactions now and in the past. Not only is it a centralized exchange, but now it's under surveillance 24/7 by Big Brother.
Yes.
Whatever CZ did, which is illegal, there is equally or much worse criminality going on that are connected to political entities. So therefore, they're not under any investigation and they're not being fined $4 billion. I mean, how many trillions of dollars of fines that aren't going to be put on someone or ever even brought up because they're untouchable?
Now this looks like a job for me. I see hucksters, fraudsters, probably they need protecting from the SEC. This shit smells like security.
God, he's so good at protecting me.
Gary Gensler, Janet Yellen, they're so good at protecting us. Oh my
I feel so
gosh.
protected.
And Elizabeth Warren, they just want to bring in that CBD and they can't wait to get us all on the Central
CBD.
CBD. What I meant to say was Central. No.
Central Bank Digital Currencies, CBDC.
Hang on, we're going to start that all again.
Nope, that's going in.
Oh no, Jesse, don't put it in.
That's going in, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, they're pushing that whole digital dollar agenda. But, again, like Jesse said, we kind of in the crypto space, we watch this stuff, we read about it. But at the end of the day, we still believe in Bitcoin. And to be honest, with all of this news, it actually has been fairly stable. So we can take a very quick look at the chart. This is a daily chart. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. We are still surfing above our wave here, and we are currently above the monthly level of 34,000. And the next target that I kind of have mapped out is around 41,000, high 40s. And these are zones, I'm not going to give you an exact price, but if you're trading, you are way more precise. So this zone of around 41, another zone of 44, and this zone is around 45 next. I can't see us on this run up getting beyond 45. And if we do, we are starting to consolidate a little bit here. We've got these green areas that when I say we might retrace down into, it means we might cool off the price and come back down to these areas and consolidate and range for a while. That could range for months before we blast off again. So looking good. We haven't dumped after all that crazy news.
Over the next couple of months, in my opinion, Bitcoin will mostly move based on news events and otherwise would be somewhat of a consolidating sideways movement, probably not parabolic and probably not off a cliff, but various ups and downs until then. That's just what my gut is telling me, but I have no idea.
Absolutely. And for the long-term investor, yes, we will see dips and rises. At the moment, the market tells us we are in a bull zone. That means we're in the early phase of it. And as for traders, we will trade the dips down and we will trade the rise up. So I am anticipating a dip and a drop at some point to revisit some of those levels. Of course, this is not a trading show at the moment, so I'm not going to go deeply into that. But for the macro view, for the dollar cost averaging people, we are in a very good position. Any dips in this moment are for buying and dollar cost averaging. I found this tweet and I think it's really cool. Think about this. One BTC used to cost $1, then $10, then $100, then $1,000, and then $10,000. Next up is $100,000, then $1 million. How do I know this? Because every 4 years, which is one full cycle, Bitcoin adds a zero. This is not opinion, it's fact. See the image below. Look at the right-hand side of the spiral around the 3 o'clock point. Look carefully and you'll see every full loop or spiral, BTC adds a zero to the last one-digit number it previously achieved. Each full spiral equals 4 years. Next up, $100,000. Are you ready? How many people on Earth will ever be able to have a full Bitcoin above $100,000? Very, very few. Not even many single-digit millionaires can get to one BTC at that level, as their wealth is usually paper in nature and not very liquid. If I were you, I'd get to it now.
Yeah, actually, I just had a little conversation with yet another friend who didn't understand the concept of dollar cost averaging. I bought Bitcoin back when it was $4,000. Everyone at that point was saying, I missed it, too late for me. Now, one Bitcoin is worth over $36,000. When Bitcoin reaches $100,000 to $150,000 within the next 2 years, inevitably, I wonder if they will still be saying, well, now I'm too late. What I'm saying is you're early. But act on it sooner than later if you want to be in the cool kids club. And then I just wanted to tag at the end. I said, yeah, my friend had been putting in a little amount over the past 2 years, which is dollar cost averaging. And he today just informed me on his birthday that he now has 3 Bitcoin.
Well done. Say, well done. Well done.
The word dollar cost average, for most people, it has no context. But if we think about it in the share market or with crypto and Bitcoin in particular, it just means averaging out at a price that no matter what the price is, to watch your wealth accumulate. So I would just want to show people an example of what that looks like. And you might hear the phrase sometimes stacking sats, and that's because Bitcoin's measured in Satoshis. Okay, here I've got to show you a very practical example. So we've got the dollar cost averaging Bitcoin stats. So if you started over in this column, and you can play around with this yourself at the website, we'll have that listed for you. It's $50 purchased weekly. So you can also change it here and choose which one. I've chosen weekly. And the accumulation period is 7 years. And we've got this at starting 7 years ago. And the total amount over 7 years you would have invested is around $18,300, and that today would be worth $67,870, which is a really fun exercise to try. And even if you put in $10 every week, you would have invested $3,660, and you would have around $13,500 now. And of course, Jesse, we were talking about what does that look like? You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy little bits of it, which are the Satoshis, broken down into Satoshis. So if you think about it in a dollar amount, this is what it looks like. And, we can go as far as to say, let's do $5 a week, which is a cup of coffee. And I hate using that example because it's so cliched, but it's a serious one. So $5 a week for 7 years is $1,830. And you would have $6,787. That does not account right now for the increase in value of Bitcoin, which we're anticipating to see over the next 2 years. So obviously right now we're at this point, and over the next 2 years that will grow exponentially again.
The same reason that a lot of my friends and acquaintances message me about crypto and Bitcoin when things are going like this is the exact same reason that certain people don't feel as turned on by the idea of something like dollar cost averaging as much as they are turned on by something like going to the moon in a matter of a week or something.
Yes.
It's the get rich quick. It's the, I don't want to do the work. I just want to have the money. But the work, as it is directly relatable to stuff outside of crypto. It's doing the work in life. You grow up your whole life trying to avoid pain or resistance, and then you find out that's the stuff that makes you stronger.
True discipline is doing what you don't want to do, what you hate to do, like you fucking love it.
think about dollar cost averaging.
It's all a matter of taking the leap and pulling the trigger on this thing. It's not worth putting in a bank.
It's them I don't trust.
None of this is financial advice, by the way. We're just giving some interesting thoughts. These are just interesting concepts to philosophize over.
Philosophy.
I did want to point out, if you are watching us and you have absolutely no concept how to even buy it, so there's products like this. This one's called AmberApp, and you can actually buy Bitcoin in a really simple way, and whenever you want, you can use credit card and stuff. So just check out things like that, and we'll leave the link in the description. Obviously, we can't tell you what to do, but there's so much out there to help you, even if you're not sure.
Over the counter or through a friend. There's lots of different ways. Imagine just the trading circuit of the world, you know? Imagine you're on the downtrodden pathway and you're going by people from other countries and you've got things to trade. It doesn't all have to be under some super centralized Eye of Sauron machine looking at you the whole time.
Yes, sir.
You know, go out there and meet someone and maybe make a trade.
He's starting a trade war.
Ultimately, do not worry about what someone else has in terms of amount of Bitcoin or how early they got into crypto that you didn't. It really doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to talk about the zoom out thing, if you're looking at me now, hearing me say this, you're so much more early than 90% of human beings or more in crypto and in Bitcoin. As soon as you get in now, someone will be comparing themselves to you in 1 month.
Yes.
Let alone in a year. People are going to be looking at you like, damn, a year ago you got in? I've been saying I wanted to get in, but I didn't. So forget the comparison thing.
Yeah, well, that reminds me of something I sent you this week, and I put it on my Instagram. I saw a quote saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And that I wrote out and put up on my computer because it resonates with me, because I think that one of the challenges of my life has been comparing myself, especially in the crypto space. I mean, we see a lot of wealth and people that got in earlier or got lucky with certain projects, or we say lucky, but again, that's a whole esoteric concept of what that means. Right people, right place, right timing. And, you know, even doing YouTube, I've been saying to Jesse this week, gosh, this is so hard sometimes, and, you know, the watch time's down, and what's this all for anyway? So for anyone watching us, we really appreciate it, because putting yourself out there is really actually so pleasurable and so difficult all at once.
If you scan through YouTube right now and you type crypto, you're going to get a lot of you know, is this the end? Or 99% of people won't do this. The next gem. And it's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that we're not feeding into that, but we're going to try to do it a little bit different. So after giving you our utmost gratitude for watching is to just hit the old subscribe button and like the video. That's more than enough. Thank you so much for watching Bitwaves.
You know what to do. See you next week.
Later.
Bitwaves.